so much harder to be in relationship with a real one than it is to be with a fraud. It's just hard.
Because when you got a man that's not running around in the streets, you actually got to deal with what matters in a relationship.
The value that a man obtains from
Are you
even being in
crazy?
proximity to a pretty woman.
So why do you like men that are irresponsible? Why are you attracted to men that need you?
When you come across a normal man that is a normal individual that is looking for marriage, that's going to mess with your brain. That is going to make you run away from him because you think that he's crazy.
It is so much harder to love a real one than it is to be in relationship with a fraud.
Say that again for the people in the back.
It
In the
is
back.
so much harder to be in relationship with a real one than it is to be with a fraud. It's just hard because someone who holds you accountable to who you say you want to be, someone who recognizes your potential but meets you where you are, someone who wants your vulnerability. Like, I want to know how you think, I want to know why you made the choices you made. It requires a level of intimacy that you never have to do when you're just trying to see if someone's cheating and checking phone messages, and like, you don't.
One day y'all gonna listen to me. One day y'all gonna listen to me because I said this same shit. But maybe, hey, it was my tone, right? I tell y'all all the time, these conversations from these women on these apps, and these repetitive, redundant circles that we go in about the men that they choose. They're choosing them because it's easier to deal with an ain't dude than to deal with the guy who has together. Because a lot of these women are lazy lovers and they don't know how to properly be in relationships with men. So it's easier to pick the ain't dude that's gonna dog you out, mistreat you, run around in the streets, have you checking your phone, throwing up at night because you done went through his iPad, dogging you out and mistreating you, stealing your debit card, just being a menace to her. Those men are easier to deal with than dealing with a man who has together, who is emotional, who's everything they get on these apps and talk about. Because those men are gonna hold your feet to the fire. Those men are gonna hold you accountable. Those men get called narcissists. When in reality, she just don't want to listen. Because when you with the man that ain't in these relationships, and you checking his phone and you worrying about him cheating, it takes the mirror away from them. They never work on themselves. They never, because they're always the good one in the relationship. When in reality, they giving bare minimum effort themselves. They're never growing and maturing in the things that matter in relationships because they too busy dealing with dudes who don't require nothing. At best, they just want some butt. And then when those men meet the men who got together and meet those women where they are and give them an opportunity and a chance, and they're wanting them to grow, they're wanting them to reach their potential. They see that this woman has XYZ qualities. But she never does because that requires work. It makes her uncomfortable. And then a lot of women will self-sabotage them situations and then turn around, and when people ask them, well, he was a good guy and he was this and this and that, what happened? Oh, he was a narcissist. He was controlling. He was this, he was that. No, he held her accountable. He made her responsible for her actions and decisions. He was trying to pull out of her what she didn't even know. And it was uncomfortable. She didn't like it. It was too much work. So instead of saying the truth, they'll just call you a narcissist. They would just say that you were just too much. You were controlling. And they'll just go back to dealing with the nigga with potential because it's comfortable. It's what they know. They thrive in chaos. They are comfortable in being in dysfunction. Whereas when you have a man that's going to provide you peace and stability and comfort, you feel that you're chaotic then. Like it has to be something wrong. I'm not comfortable being in this sense of peace. I gotta. And then they get on the internet, and then we have these conversations. Because when you got a man that's not running around in the streets, you got a man that's not having you up at night worrying about what he doing, going through his phone, checking his iPad, stalking and running up behind him with his location. Then you actually got to deal with what matters in a relationship. Now you got to answer to him. Now you got to do something. Now you got to be something. And a lot of these chicks ain't never had a man that demanded that they be something.
I laugh at situations like this. I used to care. I still do care. But I laugh at situations like this. Why? What have guys on this side done? Jumped on that plane, got our passport, and left. Right? And you gotta commend it. There are ladies out there. I just reacted to a video the other day. There are ladies out there. They're saying, "Oh, the reason why things are so bad, I blame the passport." They blaming us now. But before we were ancient dudes that were leaving, going to get women that were poor. Now, the reason why things are so bad is because of well, you know what? Most likely so. Men have spoken. Why? Because men are not saying, "Hey, I'm here for you in your friend zone," going through the nonsense, right? Getting with a woman, and then the situation ending because she's not used to me or she's not used to one of you guys. Men are just avoiding it altogether, and they're feeling it now. That's what's happening. The result of this.
I am leaving, and I am never coming back.
Real one than be in a relationship with a fraud. There was a video that TD Jake's daughter made talking about that. And did she lie? She didn't lie, y'all. She ain't lying. She's not lying. And a lot of people do not want to come down off of that high of toxicity and actually be a normal human being when it comes to male and female relationships. A lot of people are traumatized, damaged, and not ready to be in a normal, unhigh, civilized relationship with one another. And it's crazy because a lot of women and a lot of men will not be in a really serious, committed, loving relationship in their lifetime because they will never come down from that toxicity high of selfishness. Like, a lot of people will not be in a fruitful marriage because they do not want to come down from that toxic high of being toxic with someone or being extremely selfish or being a narcissist. Like, a lot of people do not want to come down from that. And if you don't want to come down from it now in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I know from experience, y'all. When you come across a normal man that is a normal individual, that is looking for marriage, that is a great communicator, and you are toxic, that's going to mess with your brain. That is going to make you run away from him because you think that he's crazy, and he's not. It's you that need to work on yourself. I know this from my own personal experience. You come across a normal man or a normal woman, and they're not toxic and their mindset is not like yours, it's going to make you so uncomfortable that you want to separate from them. But you know it's something about them that's not like you, but you're too scared. You're too scared to not be drunk, so to speak. You're too scared to not be high, so to speak, mentally off of a delusion, to come down to normal reality. And that's how it is with a lot of people who are selfish-minded, who are toxic, who only crave toxic relationships with men who do not want them or want to be with them. Like, those things over time are very damaging to the brain, damaging to the individual. And if you know, like, you have them characteristics, or you're always coming across the same type of men, and you're a woman, like, that means you need to work on yourself. You need to do some deconstruction with your mind, with your body. Like, there's issues inside of you to make you be attracted to that or make that come to you. It's an error within yourself, and you have to go get help with that. You have to. Trust me, I used to be that girl. And I had to work on myself. I had to.
And I'll tell you like this. It all goes back to the beginning of time. It's that simple. From the first woman. What did she do? She led the whole planet where it is now. Right? We're supposed to be running around, still talking to God every day in the garden. What did she listen to? That toxic man, right? She listened to the toxic man who said, "You won't surely die." And what happens now? Everybody dies. We were supposed to live forever. Ain't that crazy? Doesn't that boggle your mind? We all were supposed to live forever. And what they do is they show us all this crap on TVs, but it's not crap though, because there's infinite amount of galaxies that were here before us with different type of living beings who are all perfect. We're the ones that got it wrong. Right now, this world is a stage. I don't want to get too deep into it. Let's get into the next one.
He said your type is your trauma. Let's talk about it. So what a lot of people don't know is that we make decisions based off of how we see ourselves. How we see ourselves is directly connected to the trauma that we had growing up. What does that mean? That means, he said in a video, and he said it, so I'm going to quote what he said. He said, a lot of women like older men. He said, what that tells me is there's a father wound there. And until you heal that father wound, you will always think that you just like older men because you think that they are mature. But the truth is, look at your daddy. Was he really as mature as you think he was? Look at your daddy.
Well, I gotta pause it really quickly because it's been that way for a long time. Because those men are more established. Like she's part right, but still hypergamy is a real thing. And if a woman's smart, her best choice would be to get with an older man who's more established, who knows what he's doing in life. But let me let her finish. I want to hear what she has to say.
Right? Same thing when it comes to women who like bad boys. I don't know about your territory, this is mine. But he said those are good girls who haven't figured out that they're good girls. They're just like, it is an emotional response. It is a trauma response to try to want to be the bad girl because being a good girl as an adolescence didn't work. So now you're an adult thinking that you have to be a bad girl. I just don't like how he told my story. But I want to put my little spin on this, right? I said this years ago, right? Not years ago. Last year, this time, I made a video and I said, I can tell how low your self-esteem is by looking at your exes, right? And I went down a line of people, grown women, allowing grown men to stay with them. And the man has to stay with them because that man did not come with their own place. So why do you like men that are irresponsible? Why are you attracted to men that need you? Let's talk about it. You were overlooked as a child. You were not seen, you felt abandoned, you felt neglected, right? You did not feel needed.
By the fathers, yeah.
So now as a grown-ass woman, you need to feel needed. So you only date men who don't have their own car, they don't have their own house, they don't have and the reason being is because if you don't feel needed, you don't feel of value. Like some of y'all like mama's boys. Yeah, the ones where you have to do everything for them. Like they need you to do everything for them. And the reason why you think that you showing up in your femininity by doing all these things for him because you literally just became his second mom. Let me tell you why though. You seen your mama do all the heavy lifting in that relationship with her and your daddy. So now you think you have to do the same thing.
Some of them are goddaddies, yeah.
Oh. So now you're a grown woman chasing love, needing the feeling to be
Most of them are
needed
goddaddies.
because you equate being needed to your value or your self-worth. Oh. Yeah, like the reason why you keep attracting narcissists because they are emotionally unavailable. Like your parenting. Like you grew up in chaos.
Go get our garbage.
So when that person brings chaos and up and down emotions like this, because they're emotionally unavailable, then you're used to it. Yeah, you're used to it. Let's talk about the women who fall for the potential, because you see the potential in them. The ambitious man, but unmotivated man. Yeah, you got a savior complex. You don't feel, that's another way of you not feeling valued unless you were needed. So you got to help him build the business. But as soon as you leave his ass, the business is going to flop. Let's talk about the women who date the man that's jealous, but don't really identify it as jealous. You think it's cute. Oh yeah, he's just overprotective. Is he? Or are you so used to growing up in chaos and your self-esteem is so low that you create, like you literally think that the overprotection and the jealousy means that you are safe? Oh, what about y'all that date the Peter Pan man? The man that never grew up. You want to know why you date him? Because you grew up too fast. The first daughters, the first sons in the family always find a fixer-upper. The Peter Pan man is you attract them because you had to grow up too fast. So you tend to attract the emotional immature, the mentally immature, the physically immature man.
Richard, I can fix you.
Because you grew up too fast. Usually the firstborns. It's usually the firstborns. Always. Let's talk about y'all who tends to date the serial cheater. What does that mean? The serial cheater. What does that mean about your trauma? Your trauma is telling me that you are so used to being neglected, abandoned, and emotionally, betrayed as a child, that you would date a serial cheater. You would normalize it. Why would you normalize it? Because you equate chaos to connection. It's called your brain will sabotage. Yeah. You don't feel worthy of stable. Like you don't feel worthy of stable love. So you would sabotage and you would make some that's not normal. That man cheating on you is not normal. Listen, I am just a messenger. I'm just here as a messenger to just tell you that you will never act inconsistent to your programming. You will always make decisions based on what happened to you, who you are, your wirings, your nervous system. So when you equate things as normal, like chaos, serial daters, like serial cheaters, the Peter Pan guy, you've seen this somewhere in your life where this was normal. I remember a time where I thought that men cheating was normal. I did. And the reason why I stayed in my last relationship longer than I should have is because he didn't cheat on me. So then I equated, if he's not cheating, then he's not that bad. But emotionally, he's not mature enough, then he should get the out. Men who lack emotional maturity also have a small vocabulary. When people have a small vocabulary, they don't know how to express themselves properly. So the first thing they're going to do is mentally, emotionally, or even at the end of it, when it really escalates, physically abuse you. That's what happened to me.
Wow.
But I knew better. I just didn't do better because I came in thinking and comparing bad with bad. I compared the relationship where I was getting cheated on to the relationship where I wasn't getting cheated on. But now understanding that emotional abuse is still abuse. I don't know, take it as you will. Make sure y'all follow me for more content like this. I said this out of love. This is a love tap. I didn't beat you down.
Real talk.
You got this.
She told the truth. And it's something that most black women need to hear because that's what they're going through. But I tell you once again, what did men do? Men said, okay, you're going through this. You have issues. You have trauma. We saw these things. You want this. I don't want this. Me? No. I'm not doing this. I don't want this. I'm coming into it healed. I don't want this. I don't want the constant drama. And you look at me as null and void because I'm not bringing constant drama. So what do? We get out the way. That's the only thing men can do. Don't get me wrong. There are ladies out there that are the right one for you. Like, I'll tell you, you can get with a lady who got her stuff together and has emotional maturity, has been through the drama before and doesn't want it. But to what avail? What happens to all of them? They hit 40 years old and they say, I gotta act right and get a man. Like, what? And so what does a man like me to do? Especially a man that's my age that has no kids. What is he to do? Supposed to wait till a woman's mature in his age at 40 to get her pregnant? Because a lot of guys don't have kids nowadays. They've opted out. So like her, she healed. We supposed to wait until she heals? I don't know how old she is. But maybe 30, 35, maybe younger than that. Wait till she's healed and has it all figured out. Now you're in your 30s. It's harder for you to make something for me. Make something. But harder for you to make me a human being, a beautiful human being, right? Hard for you to make another specimen, a great specimen, a logical thinking specimen with great plans, with master plans, right? That's the kind of men, that's what we're building over here. Men that change lives. And you can't be a forward thinker when your mind is in fog, because your mind is in fog over there. Hear me out now. When I came out here, time slowed down. Not because I got the time clock, but I felt like I do have the time clock. I have the cheat code. Why? Because time slowed down, because my money slowed down. What do I mean by money slowed down? Of course, my money didn't slow down. It sped up. But as much as I was paying for things, like my rent goes from $2,000 to $300. What's the rent bill now, Kay? What? 300, 400? What's the rent exactly per month? She doesn't know either on the top of her head, but I'm going to get the rent per month. Right. I think it's around it's 28,000, right?
$497.
Yeah. Well, I'm wrong. The rent is $497. But $497 for a 2-bedroom high rise with a balcony, swimming pool downstairs, gym connected.
53 square meters.
Yes, 53 square meters. Not the biggest ever, but it's big enough. I'm happy.
We have a very hard time letting a man be his own man. We will, and it really does come from a loving place. I'm aware of this. We will feel like we know what's best and try to like push them to do what we think is best. But at the end of the day, we have to keep in mind that they have their own like journey of life to go on, and they're going to have to make mistakes, and they're going to have to bump their heads, and they're going to have to learn from it. I feel like the best thing that we can do is just be supportive. We can give suggestions, but don't be controlling. Like, just give once. Like, babe, I don't think this is the best plan. I think this would be better, but I support you in whatever decision you make. And say he makes a tough decision and it doesn't end up successful, or it doesn't work out how he thought it would work out. The best thing you can do at that point is just ask him, what did he learn from it? Because as long as he's learned a lesson from it, it was helpful. It's never an L if you learn from mistakes. So it's very important to keep that in mind, ladies. Let your man be his own man. Let him go down his own life path and let him bump his head. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to bump our heads. Let him make his mistakes. And as long as he's learned from it, it's good. Be there with him on his life journey along the way. You're there for support, not there to stress him out.
Yes. What she said in so many words, remain feminine, right? That's what a guy wants. Remain feminine, remain loving. Tell me, baby, it's going to be okay. Let him strive to the mountaintop. That's all a man wants.
That's what we do, right? Yeah.
A lot of women believe that there's no harm in going out on a date with men, and I'm talking just dates, right? No sex, no expectation of anything afterwards. A first date, y'all get dinner and y'all go home. Y'all probably never even see each other again if y'all don't like each other. And they would look at that situation and be like, no harm, no foul, because I didn't sleep with him. Let me just tell you, there is harm, there is foul. I think that a lot of women have not come to grasp the concept of them having social currency and the value that a man obtains from even being in proximity to a pretty woman.
The delusion.
But men have been clocked this. Men have long understood the social currency that they gain from just having pretty women around them. And you see it in all different facets of life, even as something as simple as the club.
Delusional.
The guys want the pretty girls in the section with them, right? What are they truly gaining from that? Even the term trophy wife. Women are a social status to men. You'll even hear other men say that they know exactly how a man is living by looking at his wife. If she's put up, if she's well kept, if she looks good, if she shows up and shows out, he knows that that man is truly taking care of her. Just the visuals of a woman next to a man is going to be a positive thing for him. And this is before we even get into the Snapple facts about married men making more money on average. Right? They're able to move up in their careers faster and make more money because they're seen as more trustworthy just because they're married and have somebody depending on him. I want women to stop believing that just because they didn't pay for the date and they didn't give a man sex, that she didn't give anything to him during that date. Yes, she did. You are making that man look good by even sitting across the table from him.
You can't make this up.
And my whole thing is, are you going to trust God to reveal your spouse or not? Because if you trust God to reveal your one spouse, because you only get one wedding, one marriage, one true marriage at least in this lifetime, if you really trust him, you wouldn't be taking it in your hands to, oh, let me go out on as many dates as possible. That's not the method. You can go out on dates for years and not get married. You're either going to trust God with your dating life or you're not.
man, she's lost. You heard? And the wild thing is she brought God into it. Like God says, when you see yourself and showcase your beauty, it's kind of like it goes against you. I gotta find that Bible verse. But he says that. And you're saying a social currency? They believe what they want to believe. And I saw her TikTok where she said, I've been following God and I haven't abstained from sex in a year. And it's like, okay, good for you. But you're missing parts. Like you think your currency. So you saying me spending $300 on a date is nothing? And then, like you said, you may never see him again. Why? Because you just used me for a footy call. So you're saying a woman using a guy for a footy call? If you'd have said that, don't do it. That's where I thought you were going at first. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. What? What did you say? Seriously, I did it back. Like I'm dodging bullets like the Matrix. Trying to dodge him. Got hit with a bullet. See that mark on my face? That you caused that.
Have more options than women when it comes to dating. So I saw a TikTok on here from another creator talking about how there are plenty of beautiful women everywhere, but coming across a very handsome man is really rare. And I could not agree any more with that creator. I come across beautiful women every single day, not only just online, but also in real life. However, coming across a very attractive man probably once every 8 months. Are we blind? Wow. And I know looks are not everything, but attraction is what catches the eye first before you get to know someone. And not only just about looks, right? Not only do I come across beautiful women every day, these women are established and doing very well for themselves. However, I just feel like coming across a man that not only looks good, but is doing well for himself financially and is emotionally intelligent is very, very rare. Hence why I say men have more options when it comes to quality women than women have in terms of quality men.
Wow. This lady actually believes in a fake up. Look at her with that weave hanging. You see that weave? Draped over her shoulder. She got a rat on her shoulder. No, that's horsehair. That's a horse on her shoulder. And you shouldn't. I'll say this. Maybe a different lady should have said it, not you. You're not the one to say this. Let me get into her comments. Look at the comments. Look what the comment says. And this guy's right. Men have more options because we have more realistic standards. Yes, we do. We have more options because we deal in reality. We do. We know, get the woman who may not see themselves up here. But that's hard nowadays because look, you see yourself as up there. So that shows that you can be flawed with that as well. And look at this. 90% of women wear makeup and other beauty enhancements. If they stopped, it'll probably even out. It sure would. Like a man, could you imagine like if I could throw all that stuff the women throw in their face? Right? Like the stuff to make your nose look smaller. They got stuff to make your cheeks look smaller. So a woman can be like this in the face and make a face that snatched up. So she goes from a 5 to a look. I saw woman in China look like Ugga Mugga Thingamajig. Do some makeup. It's not even. An attractive, well-dressed man can walk into a crowded bar and meet no one. An average girl with average looks can go into a bar and several men will approach. Beautiful women everywhere. Where are the handsome men? I'm so tired. I think I need to move. Just, man, I got enough to say about this.
Say too much because I want y'all to feel like y'all still got a chance with me just in case something happens.
I mean, what can you do? In 2023, there was an article and it said 50% of women in relationships have a backup partner. That means 50% of everybody that's in a marriage or relationships, their woman has a backup partner or someone in interest. This doesn't have to be someone she's talking to every day. This could be a co-worker, you know, she's a nurse and the doctor's flirting with her, or this could be someone that's interacting with her on her Instagram or Facebook, liking all her pictures, constantly DMing her, but she doesn't respond out of respect for you. But she knows if you messes up, she has a chance with him. It's the rebound guy. So just in case y'all don't work out, she got an option over here. Even if the option isn't pure and have pure intentions, it doesn't matter. She still thinks that she has this option. Or it could be a guy with pure intentions that simply thinks he's better than you. Moral of the story is, bro, there's always gonna be somebody. Not always, but hey, 50% is too high for me.
Yes, it is too high for me too. And it's all good because men have realized, get out, find the woman that's for me, because look how modern women talk. Oh, men don't look attractive enough. 80% of women see 20% of men as a viable option. What are men to do? Jump on that plane and go? Or find a woman there. That's about it. Maybe go to church or something. Go to the right church as well. A Bible believing church, and find a woman. I would suggest that because, a lot of these, I don't want to get into it. But yeah, men have checked out. And this is why. Because black women refuse to be with a man that holds them accountable or that holds them to higher standards. So we'd rather leave. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.
So he's coming.